It's that time of year. Flowers are starting to bloom in the yard, but they don't have to stay there. Because we love fresh flowers and because we want to enjoy the beauty and color inside too, more and more people are planting cutting gardens, as in a dedicated flower garden just for cutting. It can feel sort of scary to cut living things from your flower bed that you worked so hard to grow and maintain in the first place, but my first guest wants you to consider it. Farmer florist Sarah Dressel is here to help us plan it out. Hello, it's good to see you.
Thanks for
having me. I should say good to meet you, and I want to be you in my next life, a farmer florist. What a lovely job. How did you get into this?
So I've always loved gardening, and several years ago I had a friend recommend a book called The Cut Flower Garden. And I just fell in love. I was like, these are my two passions and they've been put right together. Just that feeling of working in your garden, putting in so much work, and then when it's time to harvest and bring everything in, I was like, wait, you can do that with flowers?
Flowers. It's not just the bounty of vegetables, a vegetable garden that you can enjoy abundance from and of, but it's a flower garden. And I love that we're talking about this. I used the word before the show to you, luxurious.
Yes.
It feels very lovely and luxurious to think of planting a garden just for the sake of cutting it and enjoying it.
Right.
Some people might say, oh, that's wasteful. That's wasteful time, energy, and work. What would you say?
I would say, what do you think it would feel like to live with an abundance of flowers? Like more flowers than you could ever even use. It feels really, really good. And it's so fun to have that for yourself and to have it to share and enjoy with others.
And why a cutting garden, Sarah, and not just occasionally plucking flowers from my beds?
All right, so I don't know if you're like me, but I want my landscape to stay there and look good.
We want some control.
Right. I want seasonal interest, and as soon as the new stuff starts coming, I don't want to just go whack down my whole rose bush. Just having a dedicated cut flower garden, you're giving yourself permission to cut there. It's like a working thing. It doesn't have to sit there and look good. It's specifically for you. It's like a gift to yourself.
I love how you said that. And I love thinking about the creativity that would come as I'm staring at this gift, right? This self-planted gift, how I might use that, how I might bring that in, how I might arrange that to make my home feel more lovely and purposeful. And where we're all in planning mode right now as it relates to our gardens and our yards, help us kind of take a few steps down that path with a cutting garden. Where do we begin when it comes to planning this out?
All right, so I like to mix my flowers into my vegetables. I still don't want to give up the vegetables.
Okay.
So another book I read was called Vegetables Love Flowers. So basically every year I write down everything I want to plant that's food and everything I want to plant that's flowers.
Okay.
And then I sketch out my space. I keep it in a journal. So from year to year, I can look back and be like, oh, did that really fit together? Or do I like how these are growing? And it's not really about creating the perfect garden. It's about using your space how you want to use it.
So this is a combination of list making and also sketching, creative sketching.
Yes.
And how much does it evolve year to year?
For me, it's little changes at this point. I've only been doing this for 5 years. I don't have a giant farm. I grow out of 4 grow boxes in my backyard. And I just have so much fun with it. And at this point, it's little tweaks here and there, but I still like trying new things. So
you told my producer you have a secret sauce when it comes to soil.
Yes.
Her eyes just got big. There was a little eyebrow flicker, and we're all leaning in to listen. Tell us.
Okay, it might sound boring, but we need to talk about manure just for a minute.
Oh, fine. Kick off our Tuesday on that note.
Just for a minute. Okay. It's so, so important. So every year, they're going to show you a picture of the secret sauce.
This is your combination.
Yeah, this is my gift to you.
Thank you.
So every year I mix together Nutrimulch, which is a soil conditioner, vermiculite, which retains moisture, a really good garden fertilizer, and then the key is you need to buy several different brands of compost because everything brings something different to the table. Steer manure is going to be different than mushroom compost, but all together, they're going to supercharge your soil, and you need to feed your soil because your soil feeds your plants.
Listen, we didn't even know what we were talking about right then because you said it so eloquently and so polished. So thank you. We're supercharging the soil
supercharged
in all the ways.
soil.
Okay, so that mix, that is the secret sauce to good flowers. And what kind of flowers work well?
So I like to cut and come again flowers.
Cut and come again.
Yes, this means flowers that the more you cut them, the more they produce. A sunflower, for instance, is not going to come back. Like, you're going to cut it and it's a one and done. You get one sunflower from one plant.
So as beautiful as sunflowers would be, and
Yes.
as much as we'd like to envision them in our space, these are your favorites.
Yes.
Cosmos, dahlias, and zinnias.
Yes. I love those because they just produce so well in our climate here in Utah. You can find them in abundance at every nursery. You can buy them as plants, you can buy them as seeds. Dahlias are sold as tubers, which look like fingerling potatoes, but it's just like planting a potato.
So I cut these, they will come back.
Yes, the more you cut, the more they produce.
Fantastic, which brings us to our next point. You want people to pinch and support.
Yes, yes. I brought these today.
Hello,
So
friends.
that I can show you what pinching is.
Okay.
I didn't do this in the beginning, but it's so important. So what you want to do is go down
What
about...
are these, first of all?
Oh, these are zinnias.
Zinnias, okay.
So you're going to want to go, you can see like it's just about to flower, which is like so hard to say goodbye to, but like fight the urge to keep that because you're going to go right above a leaf node.
It hasn't even bloomed yet?
I know. You're going to take the top right off because
Okay.
what's going to happen now is on either side of that cut, more stems are going to come up. So you're making the plant branch lower, and the more branches mean the more stems mean the more blooms. So you're going to like, just by that one snip, you'll like double the amount of production you get from your plant.
Right, well, it felt painful, but the promise is worth it,
Yes.
it sounds like. How are you supporting, or what are you building in to support these flowers?
So that I have learned the hard way. Over the years, I've planted things that have fallen over, kept growing towards the sun. So when I clip them, they're at a right angle and kind of unusable for floral
Kind of
design.
awkward, yeah.
Yeah, so I just, if you go to your local nursery, you can get posts, you can get netting, you can get just railing, whatever you think you're gonna need. Like, talk to your local nursery, or you can Google, like, all sorts of posts and netting, and because you supercharge the soil, so it's gonna get huge.
It's gonna go.
Yeah.
We've done our work, and really, I think it's one of those things I would imagine that a lot of the work is up front, and then the
Yes.
benefits just fall out
Right.
throughout the season. Thank you
Yeah.
so much
You're welcome.
for sharing your passion and expertise. If people have questions, they can reach out to you on Instagram.
Yes, yes. If you want to start a cut flower garden this year, like, feel free to reach out. If you get stuck and have questions, I'm happy to help.
What's your handle, Sarah?
It is gather.growfloral.
All right, Gather, Grow, Floral. We'll link you from our website too. Nice to meet
Thanks, you too.
Thanks so much. I love that this is a trend.